Let's now meet the starting lineup for our visitors tonight, New York Red Bulls 2. In goal 24, Evan Loro. Number 8, Gene Kofi. Number 15, Sean Nevis. Number 25, Matthias Jorgensen. 50, Jerry Shroud. 66, Ramos Luba. 72, Edgardo Rito. 74, Tom Harlow. 80, Chris Lama. 88, Vincent Bezicourt. And the captain, 3, Emre Tarek. The head coach of New York Red Bulls 2, John Walnut. Let's meet the starting 11 for your Indy 11. In goal, number 1, Edmonton. Number 2,
I'm not sure that a match between number 1 and number 4 in the Eastern Conference needs any broadcaster hyperbole, but I'll add some anyway. For the Indy 11, since they joined the USL Championship last year, this is their most important regular season match as they play host to Red Bulls 2 this evening. Thanks for joining us for Indy 11 Soccer on My Indy TV and ESPN+. The offensive star all season long for the Indy 11 continues to be Tyler Pasher. 10th goal in the 1-1 draw against Lou City on Friday night, becoming just the 3rd player in club history with a double-digit goal season. Jared Stroud, he's already at 12 goals so far on the season, and his assist total is good for 2nd in the Eastern Conference. He's got some added firepower with him tonight as well, as Tom Barlow is back for the Major League Soccer side. He's got 11 goals in 13 matches played at the USL Championship level on the season. The top team in the East against the stingiest defense in the entire USL Championship. Rod Hodder joins me next. Starting lineup, opening kickoff just moments away as you're watching Indy 11 Soccer here on My Indy TV and ESPN+. Indy 11 Soccer is brought to you by Community Health. Dream big, work hard, finish strong. Community Health Sports Medicine, official sports medicine provider of the Indy 11. And by your Central Indiana Honda dealers, proud to be the official automotive sponsor of the Indy 11. A gorgeous night in Central Indiana. Thanks for spending part of it with us as you're watching Indy 11 Soccer on My Indy TV and ESPN+. Graphic proof of what we told you to start the broadcast. Number 1 versus number 4, but now you see the table means you can do the math. If the Indy 11 get the victory tonight, they will be 3 points back of Red Bulls 2. They will also be in 3rd place in the Eastern Conference, and they will have 3 matches in hand on the 2 teams they are chasing in both Red Bulls 2 and Nashville SC. With that as the backdrop, we welcome you to Indy 11 Soccer alongside Brad Hodder, Greg Rakestraw with you. Simply put, this is a massive game for both teams.
Love it. Yep. No better place to be than here tonight.
Well, Red Bulls 2 has been very good in terms of the playoffs. In fact, they have made at least the conference semifinals, or conference finals, I should say. In each of the last 3 years, they won the USL Cup in 2016. The big difference for them has been success away from home this year. They have been doing it offensively all season long. They scored 5 goals in their last game a Saturday ago against Swope Park Rangers. They have won 6 times away from home this season. Brad, that was something they accomplished just twice a season ago.
Yeah, and you look at the last 3 matches, 12 goals on the road in their last. They're averaging 4 goals a game on the road in their last 3 matches.
Time now to get to our starting lineups, brought to us by Honda Manufacturing of Indiana. We start with the Indy 11, and of note, Neville Hackshaw does not start. We saw him leave at halftime on Friday night in that draw against Lou City.
Yeah, tough loss because he's been so consistent this season, but you've had the opportunity to get Mitch Osmond valuable minutes. He's ready for tonight.
Red Bulls 2 has brought the full arsenal this evening. Stroud, 12 goals. Barlow has scored for both New York Red Bulls and Red Bulls 2 this year. At the USL Championship level, he has scored 11 times in 13 matches. His strike partner in Jorgensen has 8 goals on the season. They brought the house at RB2 tonight.
They did, and I think that echoes exactly how the club and the parent club view the importance of this match tonight.
Laurent Varga is our match referee for this evening's contest. Our starting lineups presented by Honda Manufacturing of Indiana, the official automotive sponsor of the Indy 11. Remarkably, it was 364 days ago, on the Wednesday after Labor Day, that Red Bulls 2 last visited Indianapolis. In that game, Indy won 3-0. Both times they have played, though, at RB2 the last 2 years. It has been victories for New York Red Bulls 2, including a 4-1 pasting on Memorial Day weekend a season ago.
Yeah, you've got so much at stake here with first place versus fourth place. The record, 21 straight undefeated. This game has got such an impact, not just in the franchise's history, but in the league table.
Pass of the flick forward for Kenny Walker. We saw Kenny not play in Indy 11's last home match on Sunday, August 25th. He then came off the bench in the second half in the 1-1 draw in Louisville on Friday night. It will be a corner to be taken by Ioze. This is one of the 4 teams that has handed the Indy 11 a loss this season. Back on April the 28th, Osmond was the target. Pasher will steer it back in, and it takes not a fully fortuitous bounce. The best of bounces would have been right to Patty Barrett, but a shanked clearance does lead to another corner in the 2nd minute.
Yeah, right to that offensive juggernaut from the bicycle kick the last time we were here, huh?
Patty Barrett looking for his first Indy 11 goal. It was not for lack of trying in the victory against the Charlotte Independents. A 2-1 win for the Indy 11. Their 8th home win in 12 tries this season. The short service this time. And Pasher will reset to Ioze. A little bit of a different wrinkle we see this time. Barrett.
Oh, clever ball.
Trying to launch Pasher. Pasher slides it past a New York defender. Couldn't get past the second said defender, but Connor keeps the ball alive for Indy. But eventually, Kofi will knock that ball free, and another deflection off of Patty Barrett to make that Kenny Walker will lead to a throw-in for Red Bulls 2. Quick check of our injury update brought to us by Community Health Sports Medicine, official sports medicine provider of the Indy 11. No injuries, but a quick opportunity here in Newton. Watches the effort of Jorgensen go up and over the bar.
Man, that was good pace. He turned that corner.
It was the best of the best in terms of goal scorers. Evan Newton amongst the best of stopping those goals. The all-time leader in clean sheets in USL Championship play. He has 7 of them, and he and Jordan Farr have a combined clean sheet on the season as well.
Think of that. You've got in your net the guy who holds the career shutout lead in the league, and then you got on the bench your all-time career leading scorer in the USL Championship. What a luxury.
Stroud, the quick restart. Jorgensen was the target. Newton, his restart, just as fast. Speaking of fast, there goes Tyler Pasher around the defender. Illich makes the far post run.
Unreal.
Wasn't really a window, and Loro, a relatively easy first touch for him this evening.
You look at that combination. Ioze can find Pasher whenever he wants. Pasher turns the corner and gets 2 steps on not an average citizen, on a professional edge defender.
You know what he's going to do.
Yeah.
You just nobody stopped it yet all season.
It's unreal.
Time now for our Keys to the Match, presented by your Central Indiana Honda dealers, official automotive sponsor of the Indy 11. Defensive discipline for the boys in blue.
We talked about it early on in the pregame. This is a team that's high scoring, 64 goals this year, a 33 goal differential. You got to stay disciplined defensively. Also, you got to play touchline to touchline. You got to try and spread them out, give your attacking pieces some opportunities and some lanes to attack. For New York, we just talked about it a minute ago. You know what Pasher's going to do. That's one thing, but can you stop it? And you got to have cover behind the defender with him, and then counters and restarts. That's a great way to equalize against one of the top defenses in the league.
This New York Red Bulls 2 team, 71 goals a season ago. That was a club record. They were conference finalists a year ago. Both these two teams had their season end in Louisville last fall. Opportunity here, Bezecourt plays it to Stroud. Stroud, a good-looking ball. Newton got in front of it. Osman buys a little more real estate, and Iose allows everybody to breathe on the back line.
Holy smokes, what a great ball across. Great save by Newton, and then it hangs there, and they're able to clear it.
Again, another opportunity. Barrett got there first. The volley sails wide on the effort from Chris Lima.
All right, hey, I'm going out on a limb right here. I think there's going to be some goals scored tonight.
This New York Red Bulls 2 team have been shut out twice this year. In 16 of their previous 26 matches, they have scored more than once.
Look at the pace that they attack with. I mean, when they come. They bring everybody.
And they are such a different animal on the road than they were a season ago.
And I think one of the keys right now to try and kill this pace and kill these opportunities for New York is you got to hold the ball a little bit, make them defend, get them out of their attacking rhythm.
And there is a foul committed by Carl Ouimet as Stroud goes to the turf. And a restart from just outside of the 18 for Red Bulls 2.
Yeah, it's not a good place. There's a lot of things at your disposal from this spot.
And of the just 4 goals that the Indy 11 have allowed in this building this year, 3 of them have come from set pieces like this one.
Yeah, we talked about restarts and counters. This is a dangerous, dangerous thing. You give a team like this that has so much comfort in the attacking third free looks like this, and you just got to stay clicked in at this moment.
Bezecourt looks back post. Ball steered in. Illich gets there for Indy. Not out of danger just yet. Stroud the header. Ouimet the next touch. Asks for a handball. Will not be given. It'll be a throw-in to be taken by Tyler Pasher. This Indy 11 team had a lead at halftime when these two teams played at Montclair State University back on April the 28th. Dane Kelly perhaps had his most impressive goal of the season in that opening half to give Indy a 1-goal lead. However, the cream of the crop rose for Red Bulls 2 in that match because the goals were scored by Jared Stroud and Tom Barlow in RB2's 2-1 victory. By the way, this portion of the match brought to us by Community Health Sports Medicine. Dream big, work hard, and finish strong.
Tell you what, an impressive pace by Rito to keep with Pasher on that ball that was released from the back line for Indy 11.
Drew Connor the target here. Throw in coming for Indy. Some familiar names for Red Bulls 2 from, say, this year to last, but one that we were looking forward to seeing because he is a home state product, that he is now playing with Red Bulls in Major League Soccer. That would be Reese Buckmaster. He was signed to a Red Bulls 2 contract at the beginning of the season. Of course, played collegiately at Indiana University, played his high school soccer at Canterbury School of Fort Wayne. But he has now played 5 Major League Soccer matches and has been signed to a Major League Soccer deal as of the last month. Congratulations to Reese.
You look at Canterbury, too, up in Fort Wayne. That school produces some outstanding players.
He played 2 years of high school soccer before then going the academy route after his sophomore year. And then played his college soccer down in Bloomington for a team that made the last 2 College Cups. And that is a hold as Kofi had his arm wrapped around Ilya Illich.
And not a bad decision. You got Illich's playmaking ability that you can just stop right here far enough from goal that there's not going to be a dangerous opportunity.
In talking or hearing some of the quotes from Red Bulls 2 head coach John Wolynek leading into this match, he said knowing how defensively tough Indy was, he said no extra touches has to be the key. So look for them to move the ball very quickly in tonight's match. Foul whistle against Tyler Gibson. Select is the official ball supplier of the USL Championship and many of the finest leagues in the world. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. For the latest Select products and special offers, visit SelectSportAmerica.com.
I tell you, you just mentioned Tyler Gibson. He's going to have a heavy load of work tonight with Stroud and Lima in the middle and how well they get forward.
The Brickyard 400 is on Sunday. The amount of miles that Tyler has put in this year, he might qualify like in the 18th or 19th row.
I was wondering where you're going with that. That's well done.
Thank you.
Oh, my goodness.
Jorgensen. Side netting.
That's ridiculously creative.
And talking with Martin Rowney before this match, he said one of the reasons why Red Bulls 2 have been so successful historically, as you see the replay here, is the amount of top flight talent. Simply put, the amount of effort they have put into player development at this level to get players ready for Major League Soccer. You're seeing a lot of guys on Major League Soccer contracts playing in this match for RB2 tonight.
Well, you look at that run by Jorgensen, and he makes it knowing that he's going to be able to get that ball. And that's a really tight window to try and drop it into.
Iose trying to weave his way through traffic. And eventually Gibson out of the minefield finds some space by playing it back to Patty Barrett. This is the 5th season for Red Bulls 2. They have made the playoffs in each of the previous 4 seasons. They were the top seed in USL Cup champions in 2016. Literally, they and Louisville have played for the Eastern Conference final in each of the last 3 seasons.
And I love that. There can be a lot of different philosophies for a club, but with New York, it's from top to bottom. It's about winning.
Maybe the best example of the player development model that RB2 has used and the Red Bulls have used. Aaron Long, who'll be playing for the United States in their friendlies against Mexico and Uruguay coming up over the course of sandwiching this weekend. He played for Red Bulls 2 3 years ago.
And you look at that too when you're thinking, you're a young player and you're thinking where to sign. You know, you got to go places where there's a history of moving guys on and moving guys up.
Opportunity here. Illich couldn't play it forward to Pasher. He was not in an onside position. That's why he held up the brakes and played it to the side to Iose.
And a smart move by the Red Bulls back line is to make that step to deny the ball to get into Pasher easily.
An offside flag goes up for Ilya Illich. Fans, Cliff Bar Baking Company, Indianapolis, is proud to team up with the Indy 11, provide meals to IPS students through their Meals for Miles program. Yet another excuse for us to talk about Tyler Gibson because he leads that stat every match. Gibson is the only Indy 11 player who has played in every game so far this year. He has played all but 6 minutes on the season, has Gibson.
That's good that they were able to give him that little bit of rest, keep his legs fresh.
Well, he was cramping up against Hartford on a very hot day at Dillon Stadium. So July 13th, the only match he has exited stage left this year. For Red Bulls 2, the center of the park, Lima and Stroud, they have now appeared in all 27 matches for Coach Womanek this season. Walker. Good bit of skill to avoid the pressure from Kofi and Bezecourt.
And you can see Red Bulls 2 here against the 3-back of the 11 as they're pushing Stroud and Lima up, which is engaging Ouimet, sometimes Patty Barrett or Osman, and that gives this ball through to Jorgensen that they're looking to play right there.
Giveaway by Walker. Flag stays down. Jorgensen just misses. He's had 2 fantastic looks and has missed 2 goals by a foot or 2 on either side.
Yeah, and I tell you, the opportunities are going to keep coming if Osman and Ouimet keep getting drawn in and keep getting drawn up and leave Patty Barrett with big spaces on his outside. Jorgensen is too dangerous, and that's too much ground for him to have to cover.
Yeah, Barrett was trying to walk that fine line of playing a high line. Nearly came back to bite him. But rarely have we seen a team somewhat take it to Indy 11 in this building early. That's what Red Bulls 2 are doing.
No kidding. And you can see how Newton's responding to that high line. He's been playing, almost to the 12 when the line is pushed up so that he can clean up anything that's through and overhit. The problem is right now they're not overhitting it. They're finding Jorgensen.
I think Barlow believed he's going to get a corner kick out of that. Assistant referee says no, that is a goal kick for Evan Newton.
For the 11 right now, you've got to grab a little bit of possession. You got to make New York defend. Right now, the pace that they're playing at is frenetic, but they're only having to cover half the field because you're not able to sustain possession. You're attacking half, so you're not effectively wearing them down. Grab the ball, connect some passes, maintain possessions, make New York chase for a little bit.
You saw the .85 goals against average for Evan Newton as a team. In the 11's at .78. If the season ended today, broadcasters love saying that line. If the season ended today, that'd be the 5th best mark in USL history. If you put that number in just home matches, it's .33. That is tied with the 2015 Rochester Rhinos for the best home goals allowed average in league history. You can start talking.
I'm just saying, you don't even look at your notes on that stuff. That is somehow wired into your brain at a level that you can just tap into it.
You say it convincingly, Brad, and people will believe you.
Well, I believe you all the time, Mr. Rakestraw.
Just like this message about our friends at Keystone Construction as they are bringing this portion of the match to you. It is more than construction. At Keystone Construction, we build a vision. Newton can let that ball into the 18 and snag it with the mitts.
And you can see what they're trying. They bring Stroud out wide. That engages We Met up high, and they're looking just to touch it into that space behind the elevated back.
We Met, formerly a Red Bulls and Red Bulls 2 product. Finds Ioze.
Oh, look at the pace of Rito.
Ioze able to work around it. Finds Illich. Just couldn't get the controlling touch. And now here comes the opportunity for Red Bulls 2. Barlow to Stroud. Stroud charging forward. Connor. Oh, late call. Thought Connor had gotten the ball first. Connor instead gets a foul and gets a yellow card. So for Connor, in his brief time with the club, this is his 4th match, his 3rd start. It's his 2nd yellow card.
Consistency, you look for that in players.
And he did clip after the ball had gone by that front foot of Stroud. With the Cary, Illinois native, Chicago Fire homegrown product that spent the early portion of 2019 playing in the Czech 3rd division. Joined the Indy 11 in mid-August and has been an immediate hit, had a brace in the last home victory.
You're probably right on the edge where this could be a shot.
It appears a left foot is being lined up here. It's Lima. Gets through it. A very non-menacing ball for Evan Newton to grab. And launches Farias up the right side.
I like it. I like the quick distribution.
Connor. Had Farias, if he went the other direction instead, will switch up side to the attack to Ioze.
That's a great ball. Outside of the right foot, bent ball, 40 yards into the path of Ioze. But that can't happen. You can't have that turnover and allow them out here on a counterattack.
Midfield turnovers have plagued the Indy 11 so far. Swept away by We Met. By the way, this portion of this match brought to us by the Indiana Economic Development Corporation. Take your business to the next level in a state that works.
I know it's early, but Rito may be the only guy that I've seen right now that can keep with passion.
Edgardo Rito in his 18th appearance of the season for Red Bulls 2. Native of Venezuela, 23 years of age. You see Evan Loro, this is his 22nd match of the season. His goals allowed average 1.23. He was in net a year ago when Indy put up 3 goals against RB2 in a 3-0 victory. Stroud plays it across. Barlow couldn't get there. Left foot deflected. Corner coming.
Had a chance to clear it and took an extra touch and came back to get you. But what a ball by Luba to play down that line and give the Red Bulls 2 an opportunity.
It is an all-out assault to start this match by Red Bulls 2.
They're coming at you from everywhere. But games do this. They ebb and flow, and you got to maintain, you got to weather this storm, and it'll settle in. But you do have to help it settle in by grabbing possession for a bit.
Lima back to the top of the 6. The settle by nope, foul. Foul whistle. Fans, you can show your Indy 11 pride and get your exclusive Indiana Members Credit Union Indy 11 debit card at any Indiana Members Credit Union branch or online at imcu.com today. This is one of many midweek matches the Indy 11 have left this season. They'll play again next Wednesday, seeing the Ottawa Fury, an old NASL rival, for the first time this year. They also have midweekers on September the 25th, October the 2nd, and October the 16th. Late whistle. Stroud being checked. Trainer being told to stop for now. He originally was waved on as Ouimet and Stroud tried to occupy the same space. I think the foul is being whistled on Stroud. Pasher goes to the ground and draws the whistle. And Rotarek guilty of the violation.
And you look, there's a lot of ways to defend talented players. And I think with a guy that's as pacey and creative as Pasher, having some cover under the defender is one way. Here, they're running at every ball and trying to contest every single touch that he has before he can get out into space. And right now, it's been effective.
Tarek, a 27-year-old from Egypt. Walker, a team-high 4 assists. He's been sitting on the number for a while. Likes to play Ioze across the park. Hold-up play for Illich. A dynamic the Indy 11 have not had up until the last few weeks. Connor. Nope. I think it was the right call. It was a late flag, but it went up, and I thought that was legitimate, that he was not onside.
Yeah, good little bit of possession, though. Make New York have to spend a little bit of energy here on the defensive half of the field.
And just a reminder, you can tune into Soccer Saturday every Saturday morning on the all-new 93.5 and 107.5 The Fan. Fernando Fiore, El Presidente from Fox Soccer Coverage. He will be here next Saturday. We hope to get him on the program this week. Also going to talk to the voice of the USL on ESPN, Mike Watts. Pasher flag goes up. He continues the play onward, but ruled that he was, again, in an offside position. We'll also talk to Indy 11 head coach Martin Rennie on Saturday morning as well. Soccer Saturday, 93.5 and 107.5.
You're busy.
The Fan.
Quite a few headliners.
How about that, huh?
Yeah.
Putting all our star power into one show.
51 other weeks.
It's sweep season. Got to hit the ratings this Saturday morning.
I'll tell you, impressive job by the Red Bulls, too, to hold that line. But you got to be careful. You make one mistake and you're punished.
And frankly, it's how the Indy 11 scored last week.
Yeah. What a ball.
Illich with the assist. Good read by Ioze. And drew the contact, attempted to play through, but referee saw and heard said contact. We frankly heard that up here in the broadcast booth.
I did as well, Mr. Rakestraw.
The Sports This Match presented by Honda Manufacturing of Indiana, official automotive sponsor of the Indy 11. This is one of 3 matches in the Eastern Conference tonight, all involving teams in a playoff position. Just getting ready to start. Birmingham is at Atlanta United 2. The Legion currently in 9th place. Top 10 make the postseason. Indy visits Birmingham 2 weeks from Friday. Coming up at 8, the aforementioned Ottawa Fury, currently in 8th in the Eastern Conference standings, visit 11th place St. Louis. 5 matches in total take place tonight in the USL Championship, but this is the headline affair.
Love this time of year too. Every game means something. Every, that transfers down. Every touch means something.
Indy with 11 matches left to play, including this one. Pasher got the steal. Pasher 1-on-none. Pasher! No! Loro made the mistake, then made up for it. It will still be an Indy 11 corner.
That's unreal, because he is, one, he gives it up and then takes himself off the hook on that. But Pasher has been shown not to miss. He tucks it under the keeper as well as anybody right now.
Just kept encroaching, kept taking away his angle.
And what a read by Pasher. You can't make that mistake with his speed. Give it to any defender but the guy that Pasher's on.
And you see Pasher incredulously looking towards the heavens. Good ball is sent in here. Barrett didn't miss that by much.
He snuck in there unmarked. Got to put that one away.
Patty looking for that first Indy 11 goal. Does have a pair of assists on the season. Fans, you can continue to join the USL on ESPN through the 2022 season. USL excited to announce the championship in League One will remain with the worldwide leader in sports for 3 more years. ESPN Plus, the home of all things USL, and 19 games a year featured on the ESPN family of networks, including 9 games on ESPN Deportes. Jorgensen left foot, up and over the bar. Fans, continue to support, follow, and watch your club on ESPN and ESPN Plus.
Well, I tell you, that was an impressive build up there. Creative.
And interesting to note that we have sung the praises of Stroud and Barlow. They certainly have played their part, but the offense has kind of flowed to Jorgensen so far.
He's impressive. Holy cow, has he been dynamic tonight.
And he's got 8 goals on the season, which would lead a lot of teams around the league. Not so much here with RB2. Asking for a handball, won't get it.
I think one of the things you kind of look at when they're bringing down some players from the parent club is, do they have a rhythm? Can they find, and they know, they're finding his feet. They know where Jorgensen's going to be. They know where his space is.
Well, even if the roster tends to shuffle and mix, you do get guys at least trained together. Opportunity here on the giveaway. Farias, the lead for Illich. But Illich never really could get that ball at his feet. But as far as the 2 clubs or the affiliated clubs are concerned, without doubt, Red Bulls 2 has carried the banner for those teams over their history. And that's going to be a foul given to Barrett. And he'll be shown a yellow. Ruled that he tugged the jersey. So 2nd yellow of the match shown to the Indy 11, the other belonging to Drew Connor. Now you'll hear Red Bulls 2 ask for because of the denial of an open opportunity on goal. I think either side is happy with. Let's take a look.
Yeah, and
I would say by the letter of the law, that's correct. That was a momentary hold of the jersey by Barrett.
Yeah, I think it was also a little bit of a stumble as he was trying to turn the corner on Barrett, but right call on not looking at him as the last defender. I think Mitch Osman was tucked deep enough to say, no.
Lima last time, as you get this great end zone angle, went to what would be the far post right side of your screen. This time he's looking for a teammate. Headed across, flag goes up, doesn't matter, Newton's got his hands on it anyway. But offside flag did raise in that moment for Red Bulls 2. There's Tom Barlow. 11 goals in 13 matches with Red Bulls 2. 2 goals in 9 matches with Red Bulls. Pasher couldn't latch onto it. Swept away by Luba. Connor takes a tumble. And the foul will go against Connor.
And nothing malicious there, but you got to be careful going into that. You make contact with the head, and the center says, hey, that's another yellow, and you're down a guy right now. And they have enough time trying to manage him with 11 players.
Tarek yet to get up off the turf.
He got a little elbow that does hit the head.
Extended arm, yeah.
You want to talk letter of the law? You could. I disagree with it, but you could.
John Wolyniec having that conversation with both the fourth official and one of the...
And you have to.
Yeah.
You have to as a coach.
You're also trying to plant that seed for future contact, so Connor's got to be careful the rest of the night. He has clearly borrowed a level of physicality in his brief time with the Indy 11. Drew played his college soccer at Wisconsin.
There has never been a more physical opening 5 minutes to a guy's career than Drew Connor with Indy 11.
Barlow couldn't slide it through.
Oh, it's well defended.
Osman lost it. Flag goes up. Handball against Red Bulls 2. Red Bulls 2 side had playoff 1-0 road victories last year at Charleston, but then at the juggernaut that was FC Cincinnati in the conference semifinals before being dispatched with ease by Lou City. In fact, Lou City frankly put it to both these teams in the postseason last year. 4-1 against Indy, 5-1 against Red Bulls 2. Combination play here, Bezecourt with Jorgensen streaking towards the post, and Newton up to the challenge yet again. Farias can't escape 3 defenders. Barlow.
Wow.
Pasher trying to stay onside. Zigging and zagging, waiting for Iose to find him. He did, but couldn't keep the ball at his feet.
And you look at those runs Pasher's making across the front of New York's back 4 and the pace he's attacking it with, and you don't spend that kind of energy if you don't believe your guy can find you with that ball.
He was tacking as if he was in a sailboat there for a while, trying to stay onside.
Sailing too?
Yes. The carom a positive for Red Bulls 2. Luba makes the supporting run. Every miscue pounced upon by Red Bulls 2. Sliding effort by Illich, couldn't clear the zone.
Wow, they are impressive. They are playing at an impressive level tonight.
This portion of this match presented by Keystone Construction. It's more than construction. We build a vision. This has been an Indy 11 team that has been such a ball-dominant team. I'm not sure it's going to be the case tonight, Brett.
No, it's a tough one. You take a look at what's effective for you is finding Pasher, finding Pasher's space, and right now it's a lot of balls that are going over the top. And the tough part about that is if you don't connect on it, it comes right back at you. So a little bit more build, a little bit more connection, may help the flavor of this game settle in a little bit.
Iose and Pasher that time collide with one another, which led to a ball to an open space with no attacking player. And best opportunity for Indy came on the giveaway by Lauro. And that's going to be a foul against Red Bulls 2. Barrett in a bad way on the turf currently.
You can hear a little bit of the conversation from the bench to the fourth saying, hey, where's his yellow? And be interesting to take a look at this again and see exactly by the letter of the law, Rake.
And Barlow with the extended arm. But again, also, Connor got away with a similar contact with just a whistle a few moments ago.
Neither one of them, I think, were intentional.
Would agree.
And if you're not going to throw it for Connor, and I agree with not throwing it for Connor, because tossing a player out for an inadvertent elbow is a lot different than that first yellow. But if you're going to set that standard, you can't call one there.
Jean-Christophe Kofi weaving his way through midfield.
And the play that they're having, touchline to touchline, and the way that they're involving their center mids is you've got Illich and now Pasher coming back, and they're moving now. Instead of 50 yards from goal, you're moving 70 yards from goal.
Rito with the swim move. Works for defensive ends in this building. Not as much for midfielders. Foul called against Red Bulls too. Wide world of sports tonight, Brad. We're trying to hit everything during the course of the
swimming, sailing, soccer, football.
It is a multi-purpose facility, Lucas Oil Stadium. Its second year as the home of the Indy 11. Its 12th season as the home of the Indianapolis Colts. Pasher the target. Good read by Farias. He's kind of got tripped up on the ball. And Osmond gets the start tonight without Neville Hackshaw on the 18. But Osmond really, for a back line that's been playing 3 nearly all season, has been the 4th starter. Only change in that rotation for Indy has been Alex Cronali, who was with the club the first 3 months of the season, having his loan ended by the Columbus Crew.
They don't give you an easy touch.
Nope. It's a Red Bulls team that's been off since Saturday, August 24th. A 5-1 win at Swope Park Rangers, a match in which they played a man up from the 25th minute on. By the way, Swope Park will be here on the final game of the season for the Indy 11 on Wednesday, October the 16th. A match that was originally scheduled for October the 19th. Rito plays it across, and Newton calls off Osmond.
Yeah, I'll tell you, Iose is such a quality defender. Sometimes you lose that because he's so gifted going forward.
He is listed as a defender, as a left back. He really, frankly, rarely plays that position because he's so offensive minded. But when asked to do the job, he's outstanding at it.
Well, that's where we first saw him, when he was with the Cosmos as their outside back that got forward. And you take for granted that he's so comfortable and so dynamic going forward because he is technically a defender. See, the tough part here is Ilya Illich has to come back so far to help out in the midfield that for those balls that are served up, Pasher has nobody underneath now to connect with and run off of, and any ball that goes into the Red Bulls 2 back line that gets headed down, that second ball, there's nobody there to collect it.
This portion of the match presented by the Indiana Economic Development Corporation. Take your business to the next level in a state that works. And Osmond will elect to let that ball roll across the touchline for an Indy 11 throw-in. Good look at Ilya Illich, 13 goals a season ago with Lou City. Had been with them for their first 4 years of their existence, which means that he is a 2-time USL Cup champion. Had the game winner for Indy in their victory in North Carolina on August the 3rd. Farias, outstanding ball.
Great touch.
Pasher trying to set up that left foot. Weaving, shooting, just missing.
Unreal. Unreal. You know where he's going. You know what foot he wants it on. You know he's going to cut across the middle, and you still can't stop him.
Able to weave his way through, what, 3, 4 defenders before taking that shot? Count them. 2, third, just 3. Impressive nonetheless. Joining Jack McInerney, who had 10 goals a season ago, and Ayman Zayed in both 2016 and 17 in the NASL days for this club, as players with double-digit goals in a season.
How about the success of old Jack Mack this weekend?
Playing for the Oakland Roots, had a hat trick. Congratulations, Jack. Of course, last year was his first year outside of Major League Soccer. By the way, our final 5 minutes plus stoppage time of this match presented by your Central Indiana Honda Dealers, official automotive sponsor of the Indy 11. Barrett couldn't let Newton go get that one. Couldn't take the chance.
There
now
you go.
Farias.
There you go.
Pasher flying forward. Tarek in pursuit. Again, wants it on his left side. Gets it. Not his best effort.
I don't understand Tarek there. Force him. Sit on his left foot. Put him on his right.
Quick restart. Loro. Ball will go back his way. And it's one thing, though, that when you have players that are kind of shifting from Red Bulls roster to Red Bulls 2 roster, there may not be some guys in a lot of film study, so to speak, for tonight's match, and may not have that kind of put together for Pasher.
No excuse. No excuse. 10 goals. You've seen them all.
You mean the fact that he's taking everything to his left foot in the first 40 minutes probably tells him I should sit on his left foot?
It's a 1.5 minute when it's all clipped together.
Great flick by Stroud. Barrett off his boot. Everything fast for Red Bulls too.
Yeah, they don't wait on anything.
Well done by Osman. What a touch by Iose. What wheels to track him down, but thought a foul was coming. Answer was no. Throw in coming for the Indy 11. And now behind the play, Farias is down for Indy. That's the reason for the momentary stoppage.
I'd like to see that one again. Great pace by Rito to catch up to Iose. Great touch by Iose to create the space.
And Farias kind of gave that glance to the bench saying, hey, I might need this looked at. And this is where you worry about the mileage that's about to happen for this team. There's good depth here, but Farias has been a really important piece for the last month.
Yeah, he has. He's brought a creative element. He's really settled in well. I tell you, the only comforting thing you have is that graphic that you showed earlier on the injury report, is that it is a mostly healthy team at this point in the season.
Farias will have to be waved back on. Let's hope he's okay. Fans, you can tune in next Wednesday night for an electrifying edition of Wednesday Night Soccer. Phoenix Rising, who may never lose again. They head to Las Vegas to meet the Lights in an action-packed Western Conference showdown. Again, it is next Wednesday night and a late one. You can catch it on ESPN3. So watch Indy and Ottawa here at 7. And then go home and watch the Las Vegas Lights and Phoenix Rising, who have legitimately now won 17 consecutive matches.
I don't want to get ahead of ourselves, but would it be something if Phoenix's next loss is to the 11? Yeah, that's not good when that happens right there. You know, that's something you really want to watch. Maybe it was just a cramp and they worked it out, but that's not a good sign. And, you know, maybe they just don't want to get, they want more time to think about how they want to adjust. And can you soldier through these next 3 minutes and then allow us a more tactical decision on the substitution as opposed to just putting a body in there?
As far as options for Martin Runny, if Farias can't continue in the second half, you've got forwards in Kelly, Rodriguez, as well as Eugene Starikoff. Midfield options, Matt Watson, Macaulay King amongst the potentials. Pasher finds Illich. Connor making the supporting run, but surrounded by players in all red kits. I think we're looking at a minimal amount of stoppage time here at the end of the half. 2 minutes is what we've been told. That's probably about a minute more than I thought we'd see, which is plenty of time for either of these two teams to launch an attack. And it was 1-0 Indy in New Jersey when these two teams got together back on April the 28th.
I tell you, seeing it in person, that 1-0 is so much more impressive than it is on the score sheet.
And Indy is not messing around. Macaulay King is going to the fourth official right now. They are not going to wait. So it looks like Farias is just trying to hold the fort. He is grimacing on that right leg. So King is going to come in. Farias, I'm going to tell him sit down. With the ball out of play, don't make it any worse. Sit. They'll get somebody in for him. And again, this team, they have built this roster for this end of the season, knowing it was coming, but that's not a good sign.
Right, and even though he was going to try and get through these last 3 minutes plus stoppage time, as a coach, in your head, you're already thinking, what's that move I'm going to make when I get into the locker room at halftime? So this substitution with Macaulay King is not one that's rash, that may have just been, we got to finish the half. You actually had some time to think about it because your brain was already working on that tactical change.
And frankly, again, it's necessity is the mother of invention here, but it's kind of somewhat of a defense for offense substitution. King, a bit more of a defensive-minded midfielder than Farias, who's been great about setting up your attack going down the right side. So King, the man that played in the Leicester system as a youth, played at Young Harris College. He is a first-year pro. Had a goal in his second Indy 11 match against the Charlotte Independents, a 3-2 road victory back on March the 15th. This is his 15th appearance of the season, 5th in a reserve role. Osman with a run going. Pasher is onside, but Loro didn't exactly handle that cleanly.
No, that's a ball I think he should just let run into the box.
But did enough to stave off the effort by Indy. So we should have added time onto the added time here. Bit of a giveaway. Pasher. First touch from Macaulay King. Not a good one. Bezecourt.
Heads up. Watch the backside.
Lays it out to Barlow. Barlow slides it across, and Barrett again did not take the chance. Elects to play it sideways. And I would think another 30 seconds or a minute could be added here, as Farias went down in extra time. Bezecourt inside of the 18. Rito could not slide it past Osman, and Osman, great hustle.
Well done.
No corner, but a throw.
This much time left in, you can bring everybody into the 18 if it's a corner.
Connor knocks it outside of the 18, not out of danger just yet. Left foot. Newton had to give it a dive. There was a deflection there, so a corner coming, and you were saying?
Yeah, you know, I don't think you have to spend too much thought on defending right now if you're Red Bulls too. Put some bodies in there, serve a nice ball in, and see what can happen.
Yeah, Lima's shot deflects off of Connor.
Yeah, but you talked about it. You said maybe there's 30 seconds left. It looks like the Red Bulls too are going to get 2 shots off in these last 30 seconds.
Ball sent in. Barrett a touch. Luba a blast.
Oh my goodness. Outside of the left foot from 40.
Another left foot from the top of the 18. And there's the whistle for the end of half number 1.
Wow.
If you're the Indy 11, you feel good about going to halftime at 0-0.
You feel great. There's a couple things you got to try and figure out to be able to slow this down, but you feel great at this scoreline.
Luba would have been one of the goals of the season in the USL Championship. Did not miss.
That's illegal.
By much.
That should be illegal. Outside of the left foot, one-touch bender. Get out of here.
Do not mistake lack of achievement for a lack of activity. It's been fun to watch these two teams go up and down the pitch in half number 1, but they have nary a goal to show for it. 0-0 our score at the break. During halftime, we'll update you on the other happenings around the USL Championship, highlights, stats, and much more. Red Bulls 2 have looked the part tonight. But this stingy Indy 11 defense has lived up to its reputation as you're watching Indy 11 soccer on My Indy TV and ESPN+. A gorgeous night in downtown Indianapolis. It is the best time of year to be here in the fall. Roof and windows open. Scoring column not open yet. Not from lack of trying from either of these two teams. 0-0 to score. Greg Rakestraw, Brad Hodder with you. It's Indy 11 soccer on My Indy TV and ESPN+. This match, of course, has the eyeballs of a lot of the league tonight. Here's what else is happening in the USL Championship. As referenced during the first half, and this was announced a week ago, where the USL has been from an online viewing standpoint and a linear television standpoint nationally, will continue all the way through 2022 as the USL and ESPN have announced a new 3-year agreement. The focus for the Indy 11 has been on Red Bulls 2. Well, in 3 nights, they are scheduled to play in Charleston, South Carolina. I'm not sure that's going to happen. Of course, Hurricane Dorian continuing to make its way up the eastern seaboard. I'm not sure if it's going to be a storm issue or simply a logistical issue. I'm not sure how the Indy 11 can get to Charleston on Saturday night. The Battery did not play against Memphis on Monday, as you see on your screen. Go to Indy11.com for further details in the next couple of days as to what that match status will be for Saturday in the Low Country. And as referenced earlier, Phoenix Rising has already clinched a playoff spot in the Western Conference. 17 consecutive victories for a team that has lost just twice all season. As you look around the USL Championship, as far as the main headlines, now here are some highlights from both the Championship and League One.
On top of the box, strikes it true, back of the net. Oh, what a finish, Bustamante.
The attempt at an amazing goal. Or maybe a goal of the year candidate from Rodrigo da Costa. And here we go again. Kadima! Oh, what a strike.
Has been Indy 11. And there's an effort from distance with Irving off his line. And that's a goal for the highlight reel there.
Obert there. Plua. Shot goal! Plua with the bicycle! Conrad Plua! Dillon goes for goal. Oh, what a strike from Justin Dillon! Now Gallardo for his brace tonight. Gallardo. A nutmeg of St. Phil. What an opportunity for Joe Gallardo. A brace. And it's 4 goals for the Richmond Kickers. Mikey Rowe now. Rowe takes it on and it's in. What a strike. And Tormenta. Very patient. Here's Bermudez now back on his left foot. A curler for the top corner. Oh, what a goal. Bermudez. Run. Torre will shoot. Oh. He will score. Calvin Torre. What do you say that you walked in? Oh, something. Something's good. Oh my goodness. Lubin, what a save. An outstanding individual effort. They stand together.
Back inside Lucas Oil Stadium, 0-0 our score. Other scores from elsewhere around the league. Again, you're seeing all 4 games, not counting this one, taking place tonight. Our focus, though, on the games in the Eastern Conference, and Birmingham Legion already a goal to the good against Atlanta United 2. Again, the Legion currently 9th in the Eastern Conference table. St. Louis and Ottawa Fury about to kick off. Our out-of-town scoreboard brought to us by Crown Plaza, Indianapolis downtown. Let them assist you with your next meeting or event. So here is the table in the Eastern Conference. Again, Indy 11 entered tonight's match, 6 points back of Red Bulls 2, 3 matches in hand. And this again not updated with the results, showing a point, if you will, for each side. If Indy can find a way to get a victory tonight, they would leapfrog the Rowdies into 3rd place and again have 3 matches in hand on both Red Bulls 2 as well as Nashville SC. We'll take this quick timeout. When we come back, I'll let Brad Hodder speak. We'll have highlights. I guess he just spoke with his laughter. We'll have highlights of half number 1, first half stats as well. 0-0 our score on this Wednesday night affair as you're watching Indy 11 Soccer on My Indy TV and ESPN+.
Sports injury? See Community Health Network Sports Medicine Specialist. Visit Community Sports Injury Walk-In Clinic, open Monday through Saturday from 8 to 10 a.m. Learn more. ecommunity.com/walk-in. At Honda Manufacturing of Indiana, we're proud to build the Civic, CR-V, and the all-new Insight. But we put more than cars into our communities. We are dedicated to our roles as corporate citizens and environmental stewards in Greensburg and across the state. Learn more about how we're making a difference at indiana.honda.com.
Thanks once again for joining us for Indy 11 Soccer here on My Indy TV and ESPN Plus. 0-0, but again, plenty of excitement in those opening 45 minutes from Lucas Oil Stadium. Back in the broadcast booth alongside Brad Hodder, Greg Rakestraw with you. Red Bulls 2, simply put, they have looked the part tonight.
Holy cow,
yeah.
That was a fun 45 minutes to watch.
We'll hear from Martin Rennie coming up in a matter of moments. A look back at the highlights from half number 1. Obviously no goals to show you, but plenty of scoring chances, frankly, for both teams.
It was, and I tell you what, the best chance for Indy 11 was on the turnover, and keeper made an unbelievable save. And when you look at the Red Bulls, it's been more them missing just off frame than Indy 11 stopping the attack.
And as far as Evan Newton is concerned, no sprawling saves that he has made, but he has had to be at the ready for virtually all 45 minutes.
And we've talked about it in almost every match that we've done, is he's counted on for one big save at some point in the game, and he's just keeping it in his hip pocket right now.
And obviously for the Indy 11, Tyler Pasher has generated virtually every scoring opportunity. It was on the turnover that was their best and most missed opportunity of the night.
It was, and you take a look at the offense, not just that opportunity off the goalkeeper error, but the drive across the top of the box in that shot, and a couple of 1v1s that just haven't gone his way. He's right on the edge of being able to break through.
And again, Luba was a couple of inches away from perhaps the goal of the season in the USL Championship. Look at the match stats, and again, very few teams have outpossessed the Indy 11 this season. Red Bulls 2 had that advantage, and more than a 2-to-1 shot advantage so far in the first half.
Yeah, and some of that's by design. Right now, it's hard to argue with putting Pasher out on an island and trying to knock it into space and having him chase it down, because we've seen it work consistently through this season. But you're not going to be able to maintain much possession, and you're not going to be able to keep New York off of the throttle on the attack if there's nothing underneath him that he can combine with.
Martin Rennie making his way to us now. You see Macaulay King, who had to come on for the injured Lucas Farias. Other substitutions available for Coach Rennie if needed in half number 2. Of course, Jordan Farr as the backup goalkeeper. Matt Watson, Nico Pereira, we have yet to see play in an Indy 11 game, just signed a couple of weeks ago. Eugene Starikoff, Gabriel Rodriguez, and Dane Kelly, the available substitutions for head coach Martin Rennie. And Coach Rennie is available to us right now in terms of our halftime interview. Coach, as always, thank you for the time. And what was your message to your team at halftime?
Well, just to keep going. It's obviously a tight game, tough game for both teams, and we've got to make sure that we exploit the space that we find in behind them and perhaps on the switch. And we've got to keep doing that quickly, because there's a lot of bodies in the central area when they have the ball, or when we win the ball back and when we lose it. We've got to be a lot quicker in getting the ball out of that pressure. Does the injury change going from Farias to King? Does that change anything you have to do from a tactical standpoint? No, I don't think it changes much there. It's just a change of personnel, so hopefully Lucas will be fine. Martin, thank you very much. We'll talk to you after the match. Okay, thanks. Martin Rennie, head coach of the Indy 11, and you see Lucas Farias with half the ice in the building applied to his right thigh. And again, every time there's an injury, as you'll see here on the replay, where there's not contact generated from somebody else, those are the ones that always concern you.
Yeah, and that's tough, because those are never a tweak or an ankle sprain where you might have just a week before you can get it taped up and actually perform. When it's muscular, it's going to take its own time.
And the Indy 11 don't have time. Again, they are slated to play a match on Saturday. There's obviously a big question mark about that because of playing in Charleston. Then you are back here next Wednesday and the following Saturday. As of now, after tonight, the Indy 11 are slated to have 4 more Wednesday matches on the year. There simply is no time from a recovery and rehab standpoint.
Well, the one benefit to it on a roster side of things is that you have attacking pieces. You're not looking at getting a rookie who's got no experience under his belt. You've got so many guys that you can go to.
Back underway for half number 2. Iose the target. Not exactly the best of clearances, and Loro could not save that ball. Corner coming for the Indy 11.
Boy, what an opportunity here.
We have seen Loro exceed as a shot stopper. Not blessed with the best of athleticism from a height standpoint to be able to kind of track that ball down and keep it in play.
But you got a massive miscue in the first 20 seconds on a team that's kind of got you pinned in. This could be a game changer here. You got Iose to Ouimet. We've seen that combination so many times in the past.
Ball sent in. It was a Red Bull boot that got there first. Osman keeps the attack alive. Illich a settling touch. King tries to slide it through. Flag goes up, and it must have been the ball to Ouimet that drew the offside flag.
Very rarely will you see Iose take a corner kick where he can't beat that first line of defenders.
Iose double-digit assist if you combine his 2 seasons in an Indy 11 uniform. Sure, Iose 3 assists after leading the team a season ago. This is the 20th match that Iose has appeared in of the 24 matches now this season for Indy. Sports the Match brought to us by the Denny Companies. The Denny Companies tearing down the past so you can build the future. Macaulay King, one of 2 rookies on the pitch right now for the Indy 11. Mitchell Osman being the other. Good looking ball here. Pasher with the read.
Look at that.
Well defended by Red Bulls 2.
What an effort.
Yep.
What an effort to just to turn it into something.
Osman, the ball rolling away from him. He and Drew Connor were in camp together with Minnesota United during the course of the spring. Connor was nearly signed by the Indy 11 at the beginning of the season. Bezecool to Barlow.
Trouble.
Barlow couldn't slide it through. Osman sweeps it away. Good touch by Walker. And Illich able to weave his way around Lima. And now King, right idea. And immediately Pasher puts the thumbs up and says, hey, keep serving those my way.
Give me another one. I'm hungry. There you go. This all it takes sometimes when a game's not going your way is just connect a couple passes.
Gibson does exactly that to King.
And look at how it just changes things.
Good run by Macaulay, but just a bit eager on that one. Pasher thinks he's offside. Iose wasn't. So he goes and tracks it down. Here's Pasher. Gets to his right side.
It's just too much traffic.
Yep.
That's too much.
And now Barlow, the long distance target. And Barrett plays it like the veteran pro that he is. Pasher a good 15 yards offside. Doesn't give chase to that. And Lauro will settle.
And I tell you, the one part, you know, we talk about a little bit of sustained possession and how it changes the tempo, changes the flavor of the game. And you look at it right now, and that pace that Red Bulls 2 has been playing at is nullified right now. And if Indy can keep it up and connect a few more, it's going to be a fairly even match.
The rare moment where Iose and Pasher were not on the same page. Pasher, one of 21 players in the league with double-digit goals. Connor with some space to operate. But Rito. Deflection. Illich, can he get there first? Lauro got just enough of it.
Impressive. Impressive. That's 2 big saves for Lauro.
They have been so good offensively. Lauro's contribution has not been that discussed as far as Red Bulls 2 is concerned on the season. 59 saves coming in. But opportunities are starting to expand for the Indy 11. Rito to the byline, and
he's impressive.
Directly at Evan Newton.
He's impressive. The other part about knocking it around a little bit, keeping the ball, is it allows you to stay together as a unit instead of the long ball back in and then it's collected and knocked back in and you're under the gun defensively again. It allows you to move as a unit, so as soon as you lose that ball on your front line, you've got your midfield tucked in behind to re-win the ball.
Illich tried to find a window of space that wasn't there, but Walker finds it. King a solid first touch and plays it ahead to Pasher.
See if he got a talking to in the locker room. Keep him on his right foot.
King, good looking ball to Illich. The two players from the same collegiate alma mater in northern Georgia. Give and go, Illich.
Oh, Drew Connor.
Illich has been just
cheeky
a touch
ball
or two away a couple of times tonight. And Illich and Starikoff have missed most of the season. Illich has now been a constant since late July. Starikoff's minutes continue to be numbered. He is available as they sub off the bench in this evening's contest. Jorgensen, Osman got in the way.
Well played.
And Osman will give a souvenir, at least try, to the folks in section 116, but then Ouimet gives a somewhat unnecessary foul.
Good start. Good start. 7 minutes, anybody's game right now.
Two-man wall shown by Indy. Looking back post.
Wasted ball. But I'll tell you what, if you're New York and you got Pasher sitting in midfield with just two defenders, you don't want a ball that can be countered.
Fans, Indy 11 Premium Suites, the perfect way to entertain your guests. Learn more at Indy11.com or call 317-685-1100. Home games next Wednesday and Saturday. You got to wait until October to enjoy Indy 11 soccer here at Lucas Oil Stadium. Bezecourt. Contact there, not enough for a whistle. He remains down. Play continues on. Going to make the turn to Stroud and earns a corner.
It's a tough ball. You get your back to goal, a defender on you, take one touch, and you're ready to serve it.
With Lima. 6 assists, second only to Stroud on Red Bulls 2. We've seen Lima take the corners, a lot of the set pieces in this game. Ball sent in, ball to the back post, and from the Indy 11 perspective, luckily no one there. And Iose elects to let that ball roll across the touch line.
This is a fun game, Rakestraw.
As fun as you get to have a 0-0. 64 goals scored coming in by Red Bulls 2. Yet they have only been blanked twice this year. Indy 11 has allowed just 18 goals.
Oh.
Again, a midfield giveaway.
And the right thought, too. You know, you're so much faster without the ball. So he's looking just to lay it off to a supporting player, make a run into space, and just have that ball played in.
Rito able to work around Iose, but he had help from Kenny Walker. John Wolenek applauding as well. He should. Only coach in the history of Red Bulls 2. Now Bezecourt. Left foot. Good takes turn. A deflection, but a beneficial one for Evan Newton.
There you go.
And King has been an active participant here in half number 2. But Tarek with the read.
And that was a little too predictable, right? Right when the ball came to Macaulay King's foot, his head went right to Pasher. The defender started jumping that route.
And Newton is there.
That's a good opportunity here. Iose and Pasher with space.
And there goes Pasher. Flag is down.
1-0.
Pasher, 1v9. Pasher.
Are you kidding me?
Can't get around Laurel.
Holy smokes.
For a second time, Laurel stops Pasher with nary a bit of defensive help.
Somebody been watching some film.
Again, those are opportunities that Pasher has buried all season long. They've not been there tonight.
And I'll tell you, that was impressive by Laurel, because there was no window. He closed it down perfectly.
And a foul against Ouimet. Let's take a look at the last goal-scoring opportunity denied by Evan Laurel.
Look at this. This is what you want. Quick release to Iose. Pasher on the edge. He's going to find him every time. Just nowhere to go.
Credit to Laurel. Frustrating night for Pasher. He's had few of those this season.
But he's getting opportunities, and there's 30-some minutes left in this match. It just takes one, and he's really a guy that kind of rounds into his game around the 85th minute.
Lima looking back post. Osmond got there first, but foul is whistled. And what my partner is referencing is the fact that Tyler Pasher has been leading the charge for so many of those late match heroics for the Indy 11. 6 of their wins this season have come from the 80th minute onward. And a lot of those have been because Tyler Pasher has found the back of the net in late stages of the game. Rito could not get it around a sliding tackle. Mitch Osmond. And Rito not getting up off the turf just yet. Osmond got the ball first. And there was contact after, but Osmond got to the ball first. Rookie out of Rio Grande in southeastern Ohio. Native of Sydney, Australia is Mitch. This portion of this match presented by Community Health Sports Medicine. Dream big, work hard, and finish strong. For Osmond getting his 9th start of the season.
Trivia time. Sydney, Australia. Sydney Opera House.
Yes.
Yeah, you know it?
I'm familiar with the building.
Okay,
yes.
do you know who designed it?
I do not know.
A Dane.
Really?
Yes.
Good to know.
And you got to think, you know, Australia's probably got some pretty good architectures and architects.
There you go.
Yes. Big words. They cause me problems.
I can't help you on Danish architecture, but for standing stats and all the latest league news, be sure to visit uslchampionship.com. So Rito currently on the sidelines.
And he's been marvelous tonight.
Yep.
His pace, his ability to track down balls in space. He's getting forward well. He's not just, you know, utilizing his pace to try and shut down spaces for Pasher.
Barlow plays it across, but not in the field of play. Goal kick coming. And the way that Rito is hobbling, I'm kind of thinking they might be playing a man down until they feel a sub is ready. John Wolenek kind of looks at his trainer, and trainer hasn't given him the official he's done signal, but doesn't look promising.
No, it does not.
And with that, there is a player quickly making his way. And Sean McSherry towards the 4th official. So both teams going to have to make their first substitution tonight on an injury basis. It was King for Farias at the end of the first half for Indy. McSherry had a brace last time he played in his first match since May the 18th. As McSherry had 2 of the 5 goals scored by Red Bulls 2 in their victory over Swope Park on August the 24th. So he's not to the 4th official yet, but that move will be made at the next stoppage in play. Illich the leave. Connor couldn't keep it at his feet. Indy playing a man to the good right now. But ball in the general vicinity of Jorgensen. And they will go back to a foul and a card shown to Kenny Walker. So the third yellow of the match. For Walker, it's his first yellow of the season. And given the brand of soccer that Kenny plays, that floors me that he hasn't gotten a yellow until now.
No kidding. He's not a passive player in the middle of the field.
So here comes the substitution we have been speaking of. Edgardo Rito done tonight. McSherry coming on. This is just his fourth match of the season.
And you hate to see Rito leave with an injury, but boy, did he change the game.
No doubt. You said it very, very well. Few have matched the speed of Tyler Pasher, if any, all season long. Rito did. So both sides at even strength, and Newton
Love it
for that one.
Here you go.
Walker knocks it forward, finds Pasher. Now Ioze. And sliding effort to keep it in play. But eventually McSherry will shepherd it across the touchline for a throw-in. So both teams with 2 substitutes remaining. And you can continue to enjoy the USL at ESPN through the 2022 season. The USL excited to announce the championship in League One remains with the worldwide leader in sports for 3 more years. ESPN Plus will continue to be the home of all things USL, and 19 games a year are featured on the ESPN family of networks, including 9 games on ESPN Deportes. Continue to follow, support, and watch your club on ESPN and ESPN Plus. Jorgensen found a seam briefly between Ouimet and Barrett. Never could get the ball at his feet.
I'll tell you, the dangerous part with ESPN Plus, it is a rabbit hole. You can find any soccer game anywhere, and once you start, it's like 5-6 hours before you realize, man, I haven't eaten, had anything to drink in a while. Oh, Ioze being Ioze.
Dials up the bicycle for the clearance. Stroud got that caught up in his own boots. But every pass has been contested. Connor, the sliding effort trying to find Pasher, couldn't sneak it through. The leave, King couldn't get there in time. Looking back post Jorgensen, ball's out of play. Jorgensen has not been as frequent of a target in this half as he was in the first.
Well, I think it's a combination of a few things. I think when Ilya Ilic has dropped back a little bit more defensively into the middle of the field, that's congested things in the middle, so there's a little bit less time for the Red Bulls too in that pocket on the field, but that has also stopped Osman and Ouimet from having to step up into the midfield and open up those channels for Jorgensen.
Well, Matt couldn't get the settling touch. Well, will knock it back to midfield. Rotarek is there.
Oh, that's not a good turnover.
But can Indy do anything with it? Connor.
Oh, right idea.
Yep.
Just try to flick it into space for him.
Ioze. And Walker, the combination play. Pasher's not onside, so he can't go after it.
I'll tell you, though, it's pretty clear right now. Keep Pasher up on an island, congest the middle, congest the back line, and just see if you can find one more opportunity.
By the way, this portion of this match presented by Delta Faucet. Delta Faucet, see what Delta can do. Great tackle by Cotter. But the recovery just as impressive by Jean-Christophe Kofi. Player down for Red Bulls 2. And now it's Bezecourt, the player that is down. And that may just be little turf pellets in his eyes more than anything else. And this is not a foreign surface. Red Bulls 2 plays on turf at home. Obviously grass at Red Bull Arena, but they have played the majority of their games at Montclair State University this season. Illich may have gotten him with an inadvertent hand, it looked like that time. Luba tracks it down. Osman with the step. King to midfield. We've seen 2 opportunities on goal for Tyler Pasher. Laura with stops on both of them. Now King with 3 options at his disposal. Iose wants it across the park, and Walker gets it to him post haste.
Good little opportunity.
Pasher trying to time out his run. Gibson. McSherry got a boot to it.
Oh, what a move.
Pasher. Second effort by Pasher keeps it alive. McKing wants it back post.
Oh, nice idea.
Pass, just not enough air under it. King did not hit that the way he had hoped, but the ball finds him momentarily.
And you're lining up well on the backside if you can find it to Pasher before the shift.
This portion of this match presented by the Indiana Economic Development Corporation. Take your business to the next level in a state that works. This is as long a run of possession as Indy has had tonight. And the moment I utter that phrase, the ball is given away by Patty Barrett. Been impressed with King in his 30 or so minutes in this match.
It's been good. He's had the right idea. I mean, that ball that he just kind of misfired on there, that was going to be a ball driven backside to where Pasher was hanging out. So you can't fault him on the ideas. It's just the execution hasn't been there.
It'll be Indy 11 on the throw-in. We have obviously talked about the offensive prowess, and you've seen the technical skill of Red Bulls 2 tonight, but let's also compliment them on their defending. What are they doing that is making life so tough for Indy?
Well, I'll tell you, they're doing a great job, and a lot of it was Rito, you know, congesting things and staying step for step with Pasher. And they played with the high back line a little bit, so it was keeping, you know, pushing Pasher a little bit further away or keeping him off sides. And then you take a look at Laurel. Sometimes he's playing like 30 yards off his line for any ball that is dropped over the top. So they've thought of and planned for all different kinds of scenarios.
So the foul on McSherry gives Indy the chance to throw some numbers forward.
Now you got a 2v1 on the backside.
And that ball led to nothing.
Yeah, Pasher and King both wanted it.
The USL's elite youth platform, USL Academy, allows clubs at all levels across the USL to develop its local youth and compete at the highest level across the United States, including the USL Academy Cup. For more information, visit uslsoccer.com/academy. Even though it is 0-0, I'm not sure if either of these teams are playing for 0-0 tonight. It's because of Just how well that Red Bulls 2 have been offensively this year, and knowing this match is on your turf and what getting 3 could mean for the Indy 11. The flick by Pasher, turf monster got King.
Well, both teams understand at this point in the season what these 6 points mean.
Iose couldn't get it back to Pasher, and Walker whistled for the infraction.
But you take a look at what we've seen here in the second half. You've seen a lot more intentionally trying to find Iose underneath Pasher and just seeing if you can find the gap or the seam for him.
Clearly, it'd be a point of pride if the Indy 11 can keep Red Bulls 2 off the board. Given the fact that's happened just twice this year. They've got to find a corresponding goal to go with it. Stroud.
Good
Jorgensen.
find.
Some space opens for Stroud. Second runner gets through. Barlow with
What
the
a
flick.
save.
Newton with the save.
There it is. We talked about it.
Now, Indy thought that Barlow was offside, or perhaps where the pass was sent in to him. There was a look towards the assistant referee. Stroud perfectly onside. Couldn't sneak it through. Corner coming.
It's well played by Winmet. That ball comes across the middle, and it's 1-0 Red Bulls 2.
By the way, Kyle Zajac is making his way towards the 4th official for Red Bulls 2. So we'll see him in a matter of moments. Ball sent in. Barlow was the target. Pasher.
There you go.
Able to avoid one tackle. Lays it across for Connor, charging forward. Connor will wait for some teammates. Good recovery defense by Red Bulls 2. Matt Watson also making his way to the 4th official. So both teams about to make a second substitution of the night. Good work by King and Gibson to maintain possession. Pasher not onside. Iose gives chase, but McSherry will get there before anybody else does. These two teams in their brief history have not played to a draw, and the home team has won all 3 matches that these two have contested. Gibson a boot to it. Connor the next touch. Lima wins it away. McSherry. The flick. A Barrett boot got in the way of an open opportunity on goal for Red Bulls 2.
Yeah, a little too easy finding the target.
The lead for Luba. Left foot again. Steered by Newton, and Bezecourt couldn't hit the sitter.
My goodness.
But not in a danger just yet. Stroud plays it across.
What a turn.
And another missed opportunity by Red Bulls 2.
Not just a turn, but to be able to find the exact spot for your teammate at the 12.
Well, you said in the first half, there's been some missed opportunities by Red Bulls 2. There were 2 on that possession. Another fantastic save by Evan Newton. So for Indy, Kenny Walker will exit as Matt Watson replaces him for Red Bulls 2. Jean-Christophe Kofi takes a seat as Zajac, who is on your screen, makes his 16th appearance of the season, his 4th as a reserve, and he's got 4 goals on the year. So the firepower continues to grow for Red Bulls 2. Both teams have a final substitution available to them with 15 minutes plus of soccer left to go. Everybody kind of collected on one side. Iose by his lonesome on the left wing. But Pasher couldn't put on the brakes.
Pasher may have one, maybe two more runs left in him. You can see when Iose gets the ball, the pace that Pasher makes his runs at is electric because he knows it can be delivered. And he's apologized a couple times with a thumbs up to guys because he hasn't been on sides when they've delivered the ball because his run just isn't quite as dynamic.
Well, the third substitution has been decided for the Indy 11, and not surprisingly, it is Dane Kelly. Again, he scored an absolute beauty of a goal against Red Bulls 2 back on April the 28th in a 2-1 loss. Kelly will be that third and final substitution. He's made his way to the fourth official right now. Pasher is onside. Tries to get around McSherry. Goes to the turf. An official says play on. Frankly, he has allowed these two teams to be consistently physical in tonight's match.
I think it's been a well-officiated match.
By the way, this portion of the match presented by Honda Manufacturing of Indiana, official automotive sponsor of the Indy 11. So you would think Kelly, maybe the question is it Illich or is it Pasher that'll be asked to leave the match? We met, again, couldn't get it in time, but could get to it to prevent a corner. It'll be a deep throw, and I'll answer the question I just asked. It's Ilya Illich that on the trot heads off the field. So Dane Kelly will appear as a substitution for a fifth time this season. 5 goals for the all-time leading scorer in USL Championship history. And the last time he found the back of the net was in this building in a victory against St. Louis on August the 17th. Stroud. Now Zajac knocked away by Watson. Ouimet got there first. Kelly gives chase. That ball did deflect off an extended arm of Kelly.
And you think about the two center backs of Red Bulls 2 right now, thinking, okay, Pasher's gassed. He's got maybe one more run in him. And then you see Dane Kelly pop in.
Foul. And a card about to be shown. Fourth card of the night. Ouimet picks up the card. For Carl, just his second of the season. But it's been a busy night in terms of handing out cards in the Indy direction by Laurent Varga. So Connor's got one, Barrett's got one, Walker's got one. Of course, Walker already on the sidelines for head coach Martin Running. Indy 11, 8 wins and 4 draws in this building this season. 3 of those 4 draws of the 0-0 variety.
It's a dangerous spot here.
Ball sent in, flicked, and just missed the back post. Emro Tarek. He of the 6'3", 190-pound frame as a center back. And again, from the major league side playing in tonight's contest. We've talked about the importance of trying to get 3 just because you can play catch up. If it is just 1 point for the Indy 11 tonight, again, they have 3 matches in hand on Red Bulls 2. That is going to be a foul and a push against Iose. The sports of this match presented by Ivy Tech. Career start here. Apply for free at ivytech.edu. This Red Bulls 2 team, again, they have been equally as good at home or on the road this year. That was not the case a year ago. Newton makes a late decision to go after it. That will be a corner. Did not handle it outside of the box, did Newton. But for Red Bulls 2, they'll be at home just twice more the remainder of the season. Next Friday and 2 Fridays after that. After tonight, they play just 7 more times this season. Ball gets through. Newton is there.
Shoot.
Barlow was on the turf and couldn't make a play at it. Pasher flying forward. King charging himself. Pasher trying to stay on side.
Oh.
Kelly was the target, and King's pass behind him.
You know, that whole time he's attacking that space, hoping he can draw and bait one defender into him to try and open up either a bigger channel for Kelly or a bigger window for Pasher. None of the Red Bulls 2 defenders bit on it, and just a, you know, poorly played ball.
Connor. We played that ball a bit too early to Pasher. Now Barlow's onside. Barrett charges after him. Barlow plays it across. Couldn't get there, could Jorgensen. Not a touch. There's no corner. It'll be a goal kick.
And that's well defended by Ouimet. He got right in the sight line of, I didn't see who it was on the back post. Jorgensen.
Yep.
He got right in the sight line so that he couldn't get a good read on that ball coming across. Little things, Rakestraw. Little things change games.
10 clean sheets for the Indy 11 this year. If that number is 11 in about 15 minutes, you would say this would be their most impressive clean sheet of the season, given the offensive prowess of the team in which they are playing. And Indy has allowed 4 goals in this building this year. The last, the only from the run of play, Pittsburgh on June 1st. By the way, Indy still owes a visit to Pittsburgh in September. They have played there already in the U.S. Open Cup, but not in league action. Iose dials up Matt Watson. Watson snuck in behind Luba. Plays it forward to Drew Connor. Now King looking back post. Kelly! Dane Kelly!
What a ball! What a ball!
The all-time leader in USL Championship goals gives the Indy 11 a chance for all 3 points tonight.
And look at that redemption from Macaulay King, delivering a perfect ball back post to Dane Kelly.
The rookie gets his 2nd assist of the season, and the rest of the league just took notice of the score change in Indianapolis.
Wow.
Did not take time to think about it. Just put it back post, and Kelly did the rest for his 6th goal of the season.
Clinical finish is to head down on that ball. You keep that ball in the air, and it's an easier ball for Loro to save.
So Kelly now with goals in both matches this season against Red Bulls 2. I would not expect a thing to change from a tactical standpoint in this match. Gibson knocks that ball forward. Kelly gives chase. Loro makes the decision to wander awfully far from his net. And Loro's been outstanding. Don't put that goal on Loro. That was, again, the perfectly placed ball by Macaulay King. So again, as it stands now, the Indy 11 would be 3 points back of Red Bulls 2 with 3 matches in hand on the 2 teams in front of them in the standings, which would be Red Bulls 2 and Nashville SC. They would vault over the Rowdies into 3rd place in the Eastern Conference.
It's interesting. Not a familiar spot for Red Bulls 2 to be in.
And they have lost 5 times this year, have Red Bulls 2. Final substitution now is about to be made for Red Bulls 2. Ben Mines will check into the contest, replacing Bezecourt. He's got to feel that he should have had a goal on a couple of different chances earlier in the half.
Now you take a look, either team, whoever was coming out of here without the 3 points can go back and look at tape in this game and say, we made mistakes, we left it there.
Kelly to the corner flag, and it will be, if not a corner, at least a throw in for the Indy 11. By the way, our final 5 minutes plus stoppage time brought to us by your Central Indiana Honda Dealers, official automotive sponsor of the Indy 11. Gibson steers it for Kelly. Kelly couldn't find a pocket of space. And Barrett with the read to keep that ball away from Jorgensen. Watson couldn't slide it through to Connor. But now you don't mind taking a little time on these restarts if you're Indy. And already it seems to be a path towards the corner flag for the Indy 11. The flick by Watson. Kelly. Pasher. And that'll be a foul against Indy. By the way, fans, a reminder, next Wednesday night, it's going to be a great one out west in Wednesday night soccer. Phoenix Rising. They have the 17 consecutive wins. Take on the Las Vegas Lights. You can catch it on ESPN3 next Wednesday, September the 11th. And Indy 11 fans, you can treat it like a doubleheader. Indy plays Ottawa Fury at 7. And go home and watch a little Western Conference action. Wednesday night soccer on ESPN3. Phoenix Rising and the Las Vegas Lights.
And you look at Phoenix, you know, you look at any franchise in the league right now would sit there and say, boy, we'd love to have 17 wins. They got 17 in a row.
Now let's talk about records, since you brought that up with 17 consecutive wins. A win tonight for the Indy 11 would be their 15th of the season. That would tie the 2016 team from the North American Soccer League for most wins in an Indy 11 regular season. But again, there's still a lot of minutes left to take care of if you're the Indy 11 to lock that up. Kelly couldn't steer it to Pasher. Connor gives chase with a 1-goal advantage in the 88th minute. Barlow couldn't get that through, and King will knock it backwards. But win or draw for the Indy 11. They are trying to match another franchise record tonight, and that would be a 21st consecutive match in this building without a defeat. That ties a team record again from the NASL days. The Indy 11 went from October of 2015 to May of 2017, then at Carroll Stadium, without losing a home match. From a loss to the San Antonio Scorpions to a loss to Miami FC. A win or draw here would match that. Tarek couldn't track it down. Kelly tries to find a pocket of space. Pasher charges forward. Kelly cuts back. Kelly deflected. Corner coming. Wow. That was said to be very similar to the goal that Kelly scored against Red Bulls 2 back in late April.
It was, and I tell you, there was one quick moment that he probably could have freed Pasher and sent Pasher in, but it's hard to argue with Dane Kelly's decisions in and around the box.
When you've scored 73 at this level,
yep,
you're allowed to call your own number a bit more frequently.
Absolutely.
And Iose may not kick this one until prompted to do so. Red Bulls 2 told to allow a little more space, and Iose told to get on with it. And he'll leave it for Pasher. By the way, 4 added minutes. Another corner coming as Pasher walks the tightrope. So 4 more minutes of defense still to be played by the Indy 11 to hand Red Bulls 2 a rare loss. And if the scoreline stays the same, an even more rare clean sheet.
That's impressive. I mean, you look at that first 45 minutes of this game, and you would have told me that it's going to be a 1-0 victory. I don't see how that would have happened.
Barrett to Connor, who is onside. Now can he get there? Oh. He does, but can't keep it in play. And he'll just casually knock that ball away from McSherry.
Every second counts.
Wherever you go, you can take the boys in blue with you. Download the all-new Indy 11 app in the Apple Store or get it on Google Play. Lauro waving off his teammates, trying to throw as many numbers forward. Barlow.
Good step.
Barrett got there with the feet first. Luba sends it in. Osmond steers it clear. And Kelly slides it through to Watson. Watson able to work around Luba. Slows him up enough, and Tarrant takes him out. And that will be a card, I would assume. It will be. Well, the cards have mostly been sent in the direction of the Indy 11. This one goes the way of Red Bulls too. And Watson, the veteran, he appears to be all right.
Yeah, the card's one thing, but it's also important to note there's about 30, 45 seconds that tick off. And I'm not saying that Matt Watson didn't get dinged up a little bit on that, but he's a veteran player, and he's going to stretch every second he can out of that moment.
King to Kelly.
What a touch.
And Iose. They're trying to play keep away. And that'll be a foul on Iose. It's about halfway through extra time. Next time the Indy 11 are back in this building, a week from tonight, when they take on Ottawa Fury FC. First time they have played Ottawa this year. 7 o'clock, you can watch it on MyIndy.TV and ESPN+, but we would love to see you at Lucas Oil Stadium. Lima knocks it forward. Barlow steers it across. Headed down. Osmond skies it. And not able to make the turn as Mines.
Well played by Tyler Gibson.
And Iose feels this is a proper time to check your shoelaces, shin guards. Yep. Safety is always a concern.
It is, Rakestraw. You cannot overlook that.
A veteran move by the Spaniard. And now that Iose appears to be in fine form, Mitch Osmond will handle the ball back. Referee has signaled, hey, clock will stop for that. Connor goes down. We play on. And now a foul on Iose. We'll draw a stoppage here. And before I think any action is commenced, again, clock will basically stop. We're going to make sure that Connor is okay. He has to soldier on as the Indy 11 out of substitutions. So you would guess 30 seconds to a minute left in this match. And again, Lauro has come up.
I love it.
So Lauro has come up. There's one defender back in McSherry. But trying to salvage a road point. Red Bulls too, throwing the kitchen sink at this one. Lima sends it in.
Oh, he gets a piece of it.
Headed down. Steered on goal. Zajek's shot doesn't go through.
Well done, Petty Barrett.
And Barrett now will knock this ball behind the Red Bulls 2 bench. Lauro stays up.
And if Barrett doesn't get that ball before it drops a little bit, that's a shot on goal.
And Red Bulls 2 is doing, hey, you have to have that throw in much closer to your bench. Get back towards your bench. That's the reason for the restart. So past our allotted time. Good ball. Ball sent in. The flick. Newton snares it. And that's it. Whistle blows. Match over. All 3 points earned by the Indy 11 this evening. Red Bulls 2, as impressive as any team in this building this year. But the Indy 11 get the victory and are now 3 points back with 3 matches in hand on both first and second place teams in the Eastern Conference.
How about that? And they fought till the last. I mean, it was a shot on goal in the final second. That was a 90-minute battle, Rakestraw.
Dane Kelly with the match winner for the Indy 11. and more late match heroics. You see Dane is down behind the play, but for a 7th time this season, the Indy 11 find victory from the 80th minute on.
That's one of those special seasons that's brewing. And every time one of those things happens, it just continues to cement your belief that you're never out, the game's never over, you're going to find a way to get the 3 points.
For the Indy 11, an 11th clean sheet this year. 8 of those belong to that man in Evan Newton. We're going to talk perhaps to him. We're certainly going to talk to head coach Mark Running coming up in our Central Indiana Honda Dealers postgame show. But first, when we come back, our West Fork whiskey shot of the game. I may have a suggestion.
I think I might know what it is too.
Potential spoiler alert. Indy 11 wins it 1-0. And you've been watching on My Indy TV. To be the Indy 11 Soccer is brought to you by your Central Indiana Honda Dealers, proud to be the official automotive sponsor of the Indy 11. And by Community Health, exceptional care simply delivered. Community Health Network. Well, we talked about it in the open. We said this is perhaps the biggest regular season game the Indy 11 have played since joining the USL at the beginning of last season. It felt like it tonight. The caliber of play, just 1 goal in the offing for the Indy 11, and that is also our West Fork whiskey shot of the game. West Fork whiskey, Indiana's premier whiskey distillery, and when you win 1-0, the game winner is the West Fork whiskey shot of the game.
Oh, and I'll tell you what, I'm so happy for Macaulay King too. This is such a great ball. One-touch ball backside. The only guy he could reach it is Dane Kelly.
It was honestly perhaps the only opportunity tonight that wasn't a Tyler Pasher kind of solo created opportunity on net. The defense kept him in it. King to Kelly, that gives Indy 11 now 50 points on the season, and again tying a team record for match wins in a regular season with 10 matches left to play in the season.
All that stuff it does in the table is great. All the stuff it does as far as the streak in the building is great. But the great thing that you've done is you've put the belief in your mind, because New York has been on just a freight train run to the playoffs, is you've put the belief in your mind and you've put the belief in their mind that you can take them.
Macaulay King, job well done, spelling Lucas Farias in tonight's match. Stay tuned. Our Central Indiana Honda Dealers post-game show comes your way next. We'll talk to head coach Martin Running and either Macaulay King or Evan Newton in our post-game show. But for our game broadcast, that'll do it this evening. 2 playoff teams, 2 teams that expect to play deep into November. They played like it tonight, but all 3 points went to the home side. Final score from Lucas Oil Stadium: Indy 11-1, New York Red Bulls 2-0. As always, thanks for watching Indy 11 Soccer on My Indy TV and ESPN+.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.